this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today. And today we're going to make this little box here, this little gift box. I managed to get hold of some of these little guest soaps, a little box with a few of these in, different ones, but they're all more or less the same size, so they'll all fit in my box. And I decided to package them neatly. I thought they'd be really great on a craft fair stall. I think these little sort of stocking fillery things, the soaps were very cheap, so all you're paying for is a little bit of the soap, the designer paper, a little bit of ribbon, tiny bit of card for the tag. So they're quite economical to make, and actually they'd be quite pretty stocking fillers, just quite nice little gifts. Quite nice to leave in a room if you've got people coming for Christmas, leave them a little package, or even something on the table. It doesn't have to be soap inside it. Just make a little box, put a few sweets or something in it and make that as a table favour. So I'm going to show you how I made it. It's using the envelope punch board today, and the paper is actually from a paper pack called Dashing Along. It was available as a hostess gift last month, or even the month before actually. If you spent a certain amount, you got this paper free, but because stocks are running low on some other designer papers in the Stampin' Up warehouse, they've now made this one available to buy, so you can actually buy this paper. I'm just going to give you a quick look. That's the patterns in the paper. It really is quite beautiful. If I just show you, there's this one, which is the one I've used, which is a beautiful sort of paisley type pattern in red, which is lovely. And on the other side, this is the side we're going to use today. I'm going to do a box in this one, which is really fun, and it actually links in with the Dashing Deer stamp set, which has got a stamp that's very similar to that, so that's good. You then get another red one with white, so that's very Christmassy. I think this one doesn't necessarily have to be Christmassy, very Christmassy, that one. And then a striped one, which again is very useful, and then another green one with stars on. Love that one. That's one of my favourites in the pack. And then on the back, this is probably my least favourite. It's a print one, but I guess that could be useful for some other things. So that's the pack I'm using. Like I said, I'm using the same paper but the other way round today. So I've got a piece of the paper, and I'm going to use the envelope punch board. I've just got to cut it to size first of all. I'm using the Crafty Owl Box Buster site. I put in the measurements of my soap, which was 52mm across, 52mm down, and then 15mm deep. I put them all into Crafty Owl Box Builder, and she came back with the measurements that I needed to make my box, which is a piece of cardstock or paper starting at 117mm. So I'm going to cut this down. It should be 117 that way, because this is the piece I cut for my last box. So yes, that's right. So I've got a square piece of paper. I'm then going to bring in my envelope punch board, if I can find it. Here it is. And my scorer. There we go. And the measurements that the Crafty Owl tells me that I need to make are my first punch at 4.8. So I'm lining up my paper here at 4.8 or 48mm, and I'm going to punch and I'm going to score. It's a really brilliant tool, this. And then the next one needs to be at 69mm, so I'm going to move it along to 69. I'm going to punch and I'm going to score. I'm then going to turn my paper around by 180%, 180 degrees rather, and I'm going to punch in the same places. So again, 4.8 or 48mm, it depends if you're in centimetres or millimetres. If you're in millimetres, it's 48, and then 69mm, punch and score. And then you turn round and you use the score lines to do the other two. So my score line is here. Don't know how well you can see that on camera, but it's there. So I'm going to punch and score, and this line here is the line that you score, and then move it along and find the other score line, which is here. Very difficult to see on this paper, I'm afraid. So punch and score there, then turn it all the way around and do the same again. So I've got a line here. I'm going to punch and score, and another line. So these would be really super quick to make if you've got the envelope punch board. These are really super, and they don't need a little piece of paper. Actually, it wasn't a very big square that I started with. I don't know how many you'd get from a sheet of 12 by 12, but quite a lot, I think. So that's all our envelope punch board done. So now we're going to burnish all those folds, all those score lines, and we get a nicely folding box with crisp sides. I'm actually doing this the other way around, but I'm going to turn it round in a sec. Let's get rid of those pieces. So I'm going to do it this way round. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring in some snips, which I haven't got out. Here we go. Sit at my desk and have everything within arm's reach so that I don't forget anything. And I'm going to snip there, just up to there, and there, and then there, and there. And normally I would glue this with Tombow, but because I'm on camera and I want it to glue almost instantly, I don't want you to have to sit around and wait for me to glue it. I'm just going to use a little bit of snail. If I can decide which way round this snail goes. There we go. A little bit there and a little bit there. It might be just as well to use snail, to be honest. I just always favour Tombow, but snail is very good, and it's an instant bond, and you don't need any wiggle room because you can get it in place and then stick. So then I'm going to do, or maybe should have done these tabs before I stuck those down. It's a bit difficult to get to, but hey ho, we'll manage. That's a lesson for you when you're doing it. If you're going to use snail, do them all four, stick all four before you try and glue them together. And there's our box. That's all there is to it. It's so quick and simple, and you can see anything that you wanted to package would be really easy. So my soap fits in there perfectly. Then fold in. I'm going to use a glue dot just to hold that down. So just find a little glue dot there. And I'm just going to put one on this tab just to hold it in place, but I'm going to use ribbon to tie around it. Oh, I've done it the wrong way round. Oh, right, let me show you. Oh no, I can't do it now. Oh well, we'll have to have the same way round today. Oh, that's the penalty of doing it on camera. Hey ho. I was going to use the other side of the paper. Well, I wonder how much time I've got left on camera. Can I quickly do another one? Yes, I think I could. Right, let's find another piece of paper. Quickly cut it to size. Oh, it's going to be a speedy demo, this one. I can't believe I did that. I'm almost an autopilot. Hey ho, I always say I leave all my bloopers on camera so you can all have a good giggle about how I did it wrong when I go off camera. Hey ho. There we go. So again, let's try and get it the right way round today, this time. So again, just score at 4.8 and score. Where's my score blade gone? Oh, I'm going to have 3 of these now, and that's good because I need 3 to send little thank yous to people, so they will be very useful, so they won't go to waste. Punch and score. But doing it like this without so much commentary, you're going to be able to see how quick it would be to churn out a whole load of these for craft fairs and things, or if you've got loads of customers or teachers that you need to thank at Christmas. These might be quite nice little gifts to make. So I'm doing exactly what I did before. I did 2 sides using the calculations from the Crafty Owl, and now I'm matching them up to the score lines that I've already got. Right, there we go. Can't believe I did that. Hey ho. Like I say, you can all have a little laugh. Right, let's fold it the right way this time, and then that might help me remember that I'm doing it the other way round. Hey ho. Right, I was actually going to make this in the Joyous Noel paper, which is the copper foiled one, but actually we've been informed that that's not going to be available for sale for very much longer. It's exceeded their estimates for how much they'd sell, and they now can't get any more stocks in time for Christmas. So once it's gone from the warehouse, it won't be available. So I didn't want to be filming something that you wouldn't be able to get your hands on, so I have opted to use this paper, which I actually got free during our promotion, but you can now buy, and I can give you the item number. It's item 149903 if you wanted to order it. So it won't be in the catalogue. So I've now put snail on those tabs. It's £10.25 for 12 sheets of paper in 3 different designs, double-sided designs, all in, I think it's real red and garden green and white. There we go, done. Got my soap, put my soap inside, find my glue dots and add a glue dot, and then we're back to where we got to. Cannot believe I did that, hey ho. There we go. Right, that's my box for my soap. And then I'm going to bring in a little bit of cherry cobbler. This is the double stitched ribbon, the 1/4 inch double stitched ribbon. So I'm going to start from here, go over. So I've just cut a length that I know will be long enough for me to be able to tie a bow. And it matches, although this is cherry cobbler and the box uses real red, it does coordinate quite well. I don't mind having 2 different reds here because it's very, very similar. Oh, hang on. Why am I making a muddle of this today? There we go. There, and then this is going to thread under here. Like so. Got to keep it turned so that I've got the crosses. This is double-sided ribbon, so it's got stripes on one side and crosses on the other, but I want the crosses to be showing. So I'm trying to do that like that. There we go. There we go, that's fine. There we are. And then just tie a knot and then you can pull it tight. Hold that in place. And then just tie a little bow, and then you can straighten it up after you've tied your bow if it's a bit wonky. There we go. Tie your bow. Make sure you've got the right length ends. Little bow. Trim off any ends that you don't need. Got my ribbon scissors here, which I don't use for anything else. And I've got a little ribbon charm that my friend Jez gave me in a swap one time, and I use those ones so I know which scissors are the ones I can use for ribbons. There we go. And then I'm just going to come in with a little label, which this is from the Tags and Tidings set, where you a die and a stamp set, which cuts out 16 tags altogether. And I'm just going to put a little dimensional on the back there. If I could find my dimensionals, there they are. You wouldn't believe what a mess there is on my desk when it's off camera. All the bit on camera looks really nice and neat, and then you go off camera and it's a real mess. I'm just going to put one little dimensional on there, and I'm going to pop it under the ribbon so it looks like it's tied on, but it actually won't be tied on. So I'm just going to slip it under there like that. There we go. There's my little gift box for soaps, and I'll bring the other one in so you can see. There we go. So this is the metallic edged ribbon, this is the double stitched ribbon, but you can coordinate any of our ribbons with whatever papers you've got. So sorry about the blooper in the middle there, but I hope you've enjoyed watching my project. I will now finish this one off with another bit of ribbon and another tag, so that I've got 3 of those ready to go out to people. I hope you've enjoyed it. Anything that you want to buy is available from my shop, all the products I've used, so go down below the video and click through to my shop. There'll be a blog post about this as well on my blog, so do click through, and the measurements will be on there, although you'll need your own measurements for your whatever soap you have, so you might want to go on a Crafty Owl. Anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!